Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 18 of the AUSNZ Community Podcast. It's GTR, of course, and we have a great episode for you guys. We had a lot of great feedback over the last couple of episodes from Solace, of course, and our top 50 episodes. So, some great feedback, and we appreciate your comments and everything like that. So, thanks, everybody. Keep the questions and feedback coming, and it's been fantastic. We have a special guest, Jack Rabbit, who is a co-leader in Team 3 in AUSNZ, and she will be officially our third female guest on the show, and we will see her later on. Eva, Pete, Alpha, and Linge are in the house tonight. Welcome, gentlemen. How is everybody? Start off with you, Eva. How are you, mate?
Yeah, doing well. Another very busy week of work. Did a photo shoot or CrossFit competition on the weekend, just gone by, in Melbourne at in the pits at Albert Park, which was pretty cool. Yeah, felt very tired on Sunday night. It's been 2 years since I did something that big again, so it was good to get back into it a little. But yeah, other than that, been very busy with everything else. Looking forward to this episode. Looking forward to having a decent chat with JR and catching up with all the people as always.
Yeah, I was chatting to you last week about the CrossFit thing that you were going to do, and you were looking forward to it, and it turned out pretty good, I believe. It was a good success.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It's opened my eyes a bit. So yeah, the last 2 years have been pretty shit. So it's good to get out in front of people again and all the other stuff. So yeah, it was good.
Excellent. Pete, how are you today, mate?
Good. Doing well.
How's your last couple of weeks been?
With that car trouble I mentioned in the last episode, I've got now a new car, and that seems to be going well. Some news from work. Got a little bit of a promotion, so that was good.
Congratulations,
thank
mate.
you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. Apart from that, been pretty standard.
Very good. We got Alpha's returned, and we had a bit of an absence in the last episode, but he's back with us tonight. Alpha, how are you, mate?
Yes, I'm good, thanks, GTR.
Beautiful. You getting ready for the AFL finals that are coming up very
Certainly am. Bit nervous though. Not sure if Richmond are good enough to make it.
Yeah, well, they're hitting their strides at the right time of the season, mate. So they've had a couple of wins, which has been pretty good. So we'll have to wait till they turn up in the finals. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, I guess. We've got a special co-host that's going to help Alpha in a segment later on. We've got Linge in the house. How are you, Linge?
I'm actually pretty tired. I had COVID last week, and going back to school, far out, man.
It's you for 6, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's been a bit hectic. How are you recovering now, mate? You're okay at the moment?
Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight. Feeling better than I did today.
You're on the mend, mate, which is a good thing. So, yeah, just keep up the rest and everything, and hopefully you'll be 100% fit soon.
Thanks.
Just some news in the server. AUSNZ Dream Team is going to be active for the month. If anybody doesn't know what the Dream Team is, it's a combination of some of the top players that have come together to join our AUSNZ Team 1. They're going to try and do the best they can and climb up the CC ladder as high as they can. And yeah, so far it hasn't gone according to plan. In their first match, we matched Unity and got beat pretty bad there. So Unity got us there, but I think we've matched Discord too, and maybe the boys can give us a score update with that. I'm not sure what the
we
score
won
update.
3K'd them.
Is 3K Discord too?
Beautiful. Just matched ADN.
And you just matched ADN. We've got some history with ADN. There's been some wins and some losses there, so let's see how that plays out.
This season, we've also got the resurrection of roster races from our special guest, but we can talk about that later.
Let's get stuck into our special segment with Eva, mate. The floor is yours. What are we going to talk about on this
I was
episode?
chatting in I was chatting in one of the Discord channels on the AUSNZ server, and there was a message going backwards and forwards with one of the fellow members, one of the fellow members, Gatsby. We were talking about alts, and everybody's, not everyone's got an alt, but people who have alts and the teams they're in and the scores they get, and there was this contemplation that maybe our alts with lower GP score higher than our main accounts that are in, usually in CC teams or Division 1 teams, and the alts are in, Division 2, 3, or 4. And there's this divide where you find that, your alt in a lower team is scoring higher with less GP. And there's this question of why. And I suppose I can talk on my behalf, and I'll get a couple other people that can give us their interpretation of it. But from my point of view, I tend to play conservatively when I'm in a CC team. I usually play conservative because I want to get a decent score, and then I try different ways, different strategies to try and get more score. So, and then by that stage, I've done those trials, and I then go onto my alt account, and I've already had a warm up with 4 or 5 runs, and I do 4 or 5 more runs on my alt account, and I've hit the plots, I've hit the spots, and I go further. So that's one aspect. You use your main account first, and then you do your runs, and you go, okay, I'm now doing my second set of runs, and I've already warmed up, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
But yeah, from my perspective, I also, like I said, I'm a bit conservative when I'm trying to put a score up. And I also play a bit differently. I won't run the whole. Say that there's 4 races in the event, or currently there's 5 races in the event. If I get to track 4 and I've stuffed up track 3, I won't do track 4 and 5 again. Even though some say, oh, it's good to practice. Well, I figure if I practice track 4 after I've stuffed track 3 and I get it exactly right and I get a 9k score, it's a 9k score for nothing. So if I tend to go track 1, track 2, track 3. If I get to track 4 on a 5-track event, if I get to track 4 and I've gotten, I've hit the mark, and then I do track 5 and I stuff track 5, then I'll use a ticket on track 5. But I won't use a ticket on track 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially now that there's only 4 tickets available across an event.
Exactly.
So I'll do tracks 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 if there's a 5 or 4 track event. But if I stuff up track 2, I stop. I don't do any more. So for that reason, I tend to score higher on my main because my main has the ability to do those sorts of repeatable events. Whereas my alt, I mean, my alt's quite strong. It's like 8,800 GP.
So it's higher than my main.
It's quite strong.
Either my main too.
And the thing with my alt is I've maxed pretty much all the good parts, and all the junk is not maxed at all. I've actually, I have scrapped thrusters. I'm saying that again. I have scrapped thrusters on rally car, on monster truck, and on one other car, which I'm not going to say.
CCEV.
No comment. But and then over and above that, I've also scrapped jump shocks and landing boost on the monster truck. And spin boost on the monster truck, and spin boost on the super diesel, and like all of those things. I've basically just not.
Don't forget, you can now Kanga Monster with Alex's help.
No, that. Sorry. I'd rather poke my eyes out with a blunt spoon than Kanga. Anything other than the Jeep. I mean, especially not the Monster. Yeah, and I've seen DeBell's,
Apparently, you can Kanga the moon lander.
I've seen DeBell's, amazing run
Yes.
with the Monster. That's great, fantastic. He can do it all he likes. I'm not interested, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think a lot of other people might say that the reason their alt scores higher than their main is because there's more pressure when you're playing in a CC team to score higher. So
Yes.
you might take a risk where you wouldn't otherwise, or vice versa. When you're not worried about how much score you've got, you'll go, oh, I'll throw this into the wind and see what happens. And of course, the wind picks you up and throws you over that hill, and you land about 7 seconds faster, and you go, I wasn't expecting that to happen. I mean, there is some method to the madness. I know that Maury has said that his alt usually scores higher. His alt is on T2 and his main is on T1.
Yes.
And
It does score very high. His alt count is always up there in the
so,
top 10.
yeah,
Well, his main also scores highly. So
yep. So,
You just mentioned a very, very good point. Sorry, mate, cut you off. You just mentioned a very good point before I forget about the use of the tickets.
Yep.
When you were doing the team event, it's worth it to use a ticket on the last track because you've had 3 good previous runs. You want to use a ticket on the last
Yep.
track. But it's not worth it to use a ticket if you stuff up the stage 1. If track 1, if you stuff it up, do you use a ticket or you don't use a ticket?
I will never use a ticket on track 1. I will just stop that run completely. So I will exit. I'll go to the next track, exit out, start again, because using a ticket on the first run, you've then got 3 more opportunities to stuff up a run, and if you use a ticket and you get, even if you get an 8.5k score, an 8.5k score, using a ticket to get an 8.5k score on the T1 is just a waste of a ticket.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's sometimes it could apply to track 2 as well because you've only just.
I won't use a ticket on track 1 or 2 in a 4-track race.
Yeah.
If I get a 10k on track 1, whereas I'd normally score like 6 or 7, I'm using a ticket on track 2.
It also depends on the difficulty of the first stage as well. If you know you can get consistent good scores, you wouldn't use a ticket. If you know that's if it's a high score and you've done it once, then it may be.
There's one other factor that I use with tickets as well, and that is at what stage is the team at? Like if we're in the first hour of matching and I'm using my first 4 tickets, and there's 48 hours left of the match, I won't use a ticket. If we're 12 hours to go and I'm using my next 4 tickets, and the scores are kind of tied, then if we get somewhere, I might use a ticket. Only if I know that me going up 10 places is going to make a difference.
Yeah, exactly. So if you know your points are going to count and it's a close match, then it's definitely worth it.
Now, if we're 3.9k versus 600, and I'm already in 15th place or 20th place or whatever, and it's all yellow above me, I'm not going to use a ticket at all.
Yeah, it's pointless because it's not going to affect the result.
I could turn around and go, I beat Pete by 3 points, whoopee-doo. Or I beat GDR by 2 points, whoopee-doo, But it's not worth burning a ticket for that, other than bragging rights in here, right? But
that's actually pretty similar to how it was on the last match in Team 2.
Yeah.
Us 3 were pretty well grouped up.
Yep. So
we were.
Yeah, we were. And even in this match, it's about to finish. I think the match is just about to finish. So yeah, like if that's the case, I won't burn a ticket. Burning a ticket for me is very specific. If we're losing, and it's the last 8 tickets or 10 tickets I have, then I might burn a ticket. I might even burn 3. Like if I get to if I get to like 36k on stage 4 and I've got one more stage to go, and I've done a 4k run and I've just gotten to 40, and I'm like, I know I can get 7k on this. I might burn a ticket and I'll try another run for a 7k run. If I stuff that up and we're losing drastically, then I will burn 2 more tickets just to, But my alt's now got almost 50 tickets now.
That's
Wow.
pretty good. Yeah. I'm only on about 20, 21 tickets for my alt. So,
I'm on
but
about
that's
30.
just recently to the big. We just recently had the big boost of 10 lots of tickets, so that's why I'm up to in the 20s. But
Yeah.
Yes, that was very helpful.
But just getting back to the alt account and the difference between alts and mains and parts and things, I think with my alt, I pretty much have not upgraded any use. Like I have not upgraded parts that I don't
Yep.
use. I think I still have, like, for example, like the flip boost or air control or something on the monster truck still at level 1.
Yep.
There's a lot of I've got a lot of level 1
Yep.
parts still.
Yep. That's the same.
I think it's just yeah, because when I first started all those years ago with my main account, I was pretty much I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was just upgrading. Every time I got a part in a chest, I was like, oh yes, goody, I'm gonna go upgrade that straight away, and I would burn 20,000, 15,000, whatever, because I thought, I was upgrading as I was going along.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize.
It's really funny you say that about upgrading as you go along. I remember when the F1 came out, right? And I bought the F1 and I started upgrading it. I was using it for everything because I wanted to learn how to use it. And I started upgrading the downforce. And then I got to a certain point. This was before you could lower the main 4
That's correct.
aspect, right?
Yes.
So I upgraded and upgraded and
Your
upgraded.
tunes,
And then
you couldn't lower the tunes.
and I got it to 20 and my time started going slower.
Yeah.
And I was going slower and slower and slower, and I thought, well, that was a mistake. But you couldn't undo it.
Mhm.
You couldn't detune the downforce and stuff like that. And at that point, I just went, oh shit, what have I done? What have I done? And then I stopped using the F1.
Yeah.
And even now, my F1, I don't think I've all the tunes are at like 17. I haven't gone
Yeah.
past 17 on a lot of the vehicles.
Yeah, my alt, I don't think I've got any tunes that are maxed.
The only ones I got maxed.
The
only ones I got maxed are the brain on the Moonlander.
Yeah, the brains for the Moonlander.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got that
thrusters
as well.
for Moonlander, and
Yeah, thrusters.
the brain for the banana.
Yep, and also the ECCV.
Brain.
What was it? That's not the brain.
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
equivalent of the brain.
Battery.
Yeah. The battery,
The battery.
that's it. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I was thinking rotator.
Yeah. Rotator's the brain.
Yeah, rotator.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, see, when it comes to tunes for my alt, I basically just learnt my lesson from my main. My main, as I got a new vehicle, I was just upgrading the tunes, and I wanted to max them. I thought by maxing them, it was like quick. I thought you could do really well.
Yeah.
But then I started to realize, wait, you need some good parts to go with the tunes, and until I really got into the game and started really like learning about it, and just the technical side of it, that's when I realized, okay, yeah, let's go start an alt account and let's go do this properly. And yeah, I'm on 6.3 GP, and I could pretty much score only a few thousand less than my main.
Yep.
So
Do you know what's funny
which is
with
not too bad.
with my alt on this team event? I have rage upgraded my rotator because I couldn't get it to do the same thing as I did in my main account.
Yep.
I've actually I've maxed out
Are
the
you
wings.
talking about the start?
Yeah, I've maxed out the
The
wings.
start
I've
where you
maxed
fly
out
up
the
to
tuning.
the coins.
Yeah, it still won't do it.
Yeah,
18.
so you don't need it anymore because it's finished.
But hang on.
No,
What-
we're still going on it. We got another
Yeah.
round.
what was your suspension setting for the banana?
1 or 2. I think 2.
No, you need
And
to be up
brain
about
at 2.
No.
4 or 5.
You need it to be,
4 or
yeah, you
5.
need it to be a bit more than that.
4 or
Well,
5. It's too floppy.
I had it maxed out because I thought that was the problem,
No.
and it actually worked better with lower suspension. I
Yep.
think I've worked out the problem is my afterburner isn't quite high enough to get me enough thrust in the air.
Yeah, with the afterburner, you need to probably at least level 5, preferably level 6.
Well, it's at 6 and it still just won't make it.
No, you know what it is? It's your start technique. So when you
Yeah, it must be the start.
I can
technique.
do
When
it
you
every
go up-
time on my main account.
when you go up the hill, are you braking just before the hill?
I'm sort of feathering the accelerator.
Feathering accelerator. I do a perfect start. I tap the brake twice to get my front wheel off the ground, and then I kind of wheelie up the ramp, which
Yeah.
points the nose upwards as you go up. The wings then fly you up onto the coins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my
So-
afterburner's level 4 and my wings are maxed because I spent a whole heap of scrap.
Yeah. Okay.
What were you going to say, Linge? Linge, you going to say something, mate?
No, I was just laughing at what Pete said.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
We all do that from time to time.
I'm laughing at myself. I'm more annoyed than anything because it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, well,
Yeah.
that's kind of
it's-
and I suppose to finalise the stuff on alts, I just wanted to say I really appreciated having a question posed to us. I mean, Gatsby didn't say specifically it was a question, but after the fact, we both, even GDR and I both thought the same thing at the same time. That's a really good topic for a conversation in the podcast. So
Absolutely.
I'm just going to put this out there. If you think of something that I could possibly talk about or investigate or whatever, and talk about on the podcast, and you go, "Oh, that would be a great question," either tag me in the post or send it to me as a PM. I'll accept anybody as a friend. I need new friends. I'll accept anybody as a friend, and I'll happily listen to anybody's comment about what we should talk about or what we could talk about on the podcast. So it's basically an open invitation for anybody to send me a message and say, "Hey, can you talk about this?" Because it gives me an idea for the next thing to talk about. It gives me something to research and go off and have some fun with.
And that's why we're here,
Yep.
guys. We're here to talk. We're here to discuss the game. We're here to discuss all the fine little details about everything that's involved with HCR2. So
Indeed.
yeah. Look, that's it. The alts is a fascinating subject, and big shout out to Gatsby. Also massive shout out to him and his stats. Does a great job with Team 2, and he's gonna carry that on with Team 1 and with the Dream Team. So he's a listener of the show, and big shout out to him, and does a great job with AUSNZ and his main team, Hold My Beer. So his alt is with our team. So look, I think with the old account, when, just one question before we move on, Eva, when does it get to a point where you think, okay, I've done all that I can with this alt, now I'm just gonna just start upgrading the useless parts, the tunes and things like that, or you're just gonna leave it?
I'm going to leave it exactly where it is. I have stopped my VIP. I've stopped buying chests or anything like that. I've stopped doing. I'm still doing daily cups just for the short term, just for a bit of fun.
Hang on, did you say buying chests from the shop?
Not chests. I used to buy packs.
Okay.
Opening chests.
I'd open chests and stuff like that, but I would buy packs. So I would buy one of the 5 chest packs for the EV or the 5 chest packs for the lowrider.
Would you specifically get a pack that includes a skin? Because I always think if you're going to get a pack, you might as well try and get one with a skin included.
I would always look at the value versus what I was getting in the pack. And I used to buy gems to use for daily events and stuff like that. So I would usually.
This is a great topic for another show. I think.
I would usually.
I was just thinking. That.
I would usually buy a chest or a pack that had, say, 1,000 gems, 3 or 4 chests, and a skin. But it didn't have to have a skin. For me, it was all about the gems, because the gems I would use to open cups, the cup chests, and I'd do all the other stuff with it. So, and I probably would buy one of those every 2 or 3 months. It wasn't like I wasn't buying one every week type thing.
I think this is a great discussion to include VIP as well with the when to buy chests, when to purchase gems, coins, all this thing. This is a great topic for another episode. Show,
I kind of talked about it in an earlier episode. When I was talking about building GP. So if you are listening and you go, "Oh, that sounds really interesting," just go back through our episodes, because there is one about building GP, and I talked a lot about how I'd been building my. Back then, it would have been 5,000 GP ultra count by using VIP, grinding cups, opening chests, and doing a fair bit more as well. So, it's all great to say, "Oh, I've got 2,000 GP and I did 25,000." GP is a number, and when you're talking about an event like we are at the moment, where there's 5 tracks and there's 12 cars or 10 cars, in effect, you're not including 9,000 GP across 6 cars. You're only including the GP from those cars. So someone has 2,000 GP and they scored really highly, they might have 2,000 GP, which is wholly and solely those 6 cars.
Yeah, exactly right. That's true.
So when someone says, "Oh, I scored 35,000 with 6,000 GP," but the 4 cars are the mini Jeep, the original Jeep, and it's got Kanga set up, and another one that's got Kanga set up, and he's basically set up 5 cars to do Kanga, and that's all he does, because he plays adventure, or they play adventure, and they come into an event which is wholly and solely either mono, wheelie, or Kanga. Of course they're going to score really highly with a low GP, because they haven't bought thrusters, they haven't bought they haven't got thrusters, they haven't got jump, all the other high GP parts, which jump your GP big, but they're still
the coin boost
powerful,
and all them.
They're powerful accounts for specific events. I'm not taking anything away from them, because to do that they still need a shitload of skill, right?
Oh yeah.
But the GP part has nothing to do with it. And I'll keep singing that tune until I stop playing this game, because GP, it has a meaning. Don't get me wrong. It's a sense of accomplishment and completion when you get to the top, but it's nothing to do with how well you play the game. The skill behind the person playing the game is always going to be more important than GP.
Yep,
absolutely.
So,
awesome. Before we move on, I just want to give a quick shout out to Rafa Jaw in the AUSNZ server. He said some really nice things about the top 50 episode, and just before I forget, I just want to give him a big shout out to say thanks for the kind words, mate, and really appreciate you listening to the show. So big shout out to Rafa Jaw.
Let's get Alfie and Linge on.
I reckon we should do that. Absolutely. Alpha and Linge. Now, guys, do you guys want to talk about a in-house tournament that's going on in AUSNZ at the moment?
So recently, AUSNZ hosted a July records competition where people could make either time trial or adventure records, and you get a certain amount of points depending on whether they're local specific vehicle, local all vehicle, world record specific vehicle, or world record all vehicle. And
Right. And we've got the person who came up with the idea as well in the show, and that was you, Lynch. You came up with the idea, mate. Now, what
Almost
made
like
you
a
come up
Larry
with the idea for this? Yeah, what made you come up with this idea for the in-house tournament?
I don't really know. Seems to have done well with a couple of people.
It's really taken off.
Bear, the Bell, Fluffy, the name is good.
Yeah, it has taken off. Alpha, do you want to just talk about a couple of mentions that's happening in that tournament?
quite a few interesting things did happen. So first off, I'll start by mentioning that DeBell got a Moonlander world record, which has just recently been beaten by Shaky, as they all end up being beaten by him eventually. And
What was
I think-
the distance that he did?
no, it was time trial
Oh, time trial. Oh, okay.
on access to enjoyment.
That doesn't surprise me. Shaky is just an incredible Moonlander time trialist. Probably up there with the best in the world, I'd have to say.
He is the best Moonlander player in the world.
Yeah, there are a couple of other Moonlander players, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think he is. He takes the cake.
You're one of them, Alpha.
I haven't played it in a long time.
Well, maybe you should.
Probably should get back to it.
Yeah, you have to get stuck back into it.
We had quite a few players put in a decent amount of records. HWA was dominating with the mono wheel, getting a lot, and Bear would keep up with him quite well.
Yeah, there was a bit of rivalry with him too. Like HWA would get one, and then Bear would go, "Nah, I'm taking it." Then HWA would take it back.
Yeah. Cheese also had quite a good run of records during the start of the month, last month. He had quite a few. And I will get official placements and points done in hopefully this weekend. Well, probably would have already happened by the time this is released. Hopefully.
We'll read those out in the next episode, mate. But we also want to mention our good friend Fluffy as well. Pretty much killing it with the records, local records specifically. Would dare say he's probably posted the most records out of everybody.
Dominated
Yeah.
all vehicles.
One lot of about 20 in a row. He just kept posting them.
Yeah.
I accidentally provoked him, tried to beat him with the Mark II on karting. He ended up getting
Accidentally.
second place global with level 3 thrusters. How he did that is beyond me.
He's a madman.
I have the answer to that.
Yeah,
He has skill.
Hmm.
We just
Are
talked
you
about it.
suggesting I don't?
No, I'm saying he has more skill.
I tried
Speaking of
to
Fluffy,
have a go at one, but I spent about 15 minutes on it and couldn't get anywhere close, so I gave up.
Speaking of Fluffy, a little mini announcement. I asked him to come on the show, and he has agreed to come on the show at some time. So we will get Fluffy on the show. Well, I don't know when, can't say when, but he will be on the show soon.
That's good.
Awesome.
It'd be good to chat to. I mean, he's one of the best time attack players in the country. He's not Australian, so that's going to be interesting. I'm not going to give it away. He is not from Australia, and you'll have to find out where he is from when you listen to him. I won't give that away yet. But sounds like that Lynch knows.
Did you say
Boys, any...
South Africa?
I just
Not South
whispered
African.
that I
He's not
was
South
in there.
African. No, he's not South African. Thanks for that, boys. We will get the results for that later when Lynch puts everything all together later on. Pete,
Yes.
we got some. We've had some events since we've last did our podcast. It's only a week's gone by. But
Yeah.
I suppose we can talk about the
I'll talk about
5-time attack event. Yeah.
I'll talk about that because I'll try and be quick because we're running low on time. The event was called Canyon Run, and it had 5-time attack tracks, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's been fun once I've understood how to do it. Thanks to a certain someone who is hosting this show. I'll go through track by track. The first track was called Capital Cup Drive-Through was the practice track, and I was using the rotator. Wings, coin boost, and afterburner with max first 2 tunes, and then suspension 2, brain 1. People have been telling me that that's wrong.
Well,
Brain
I
level
think
2. I don't know about suspension.
suspension. I was very consistent with this track, and I was either coming first or second in the whole duration of the event. I think it came first twice and second once. I think Greenie got one up on me in the last match, but I was running brain 1 and everything else maxed, including suspension. I had it at 20. So I had everything maxed, and I was getting 15.9, 15 between 15.6, 15.7, 15.8, which was roughly about just over 9k.
Yeah, nice.
So Greenie got one up on me though. I think he got 15.5 or something like that, or 15.6 in the last match, and I wasn't able to beat him. But
And that's his altar count, isn't it?
that is his altar count. Yeah. So every time I get one up on Greenie, I get excited because it doesn't happen very often.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah, so that was a great track. Yeah, really had to get the coins, and then when you get the coins, you had to dip the rotator in before the fuel boost, miss the fuel boost, then get the next wave of coins up the hill and over the top, and that was the best way to do that. If you missed the fuel, you got the right path. So that's for that capital truck. Track, sorry.
Yep. Track 2 is Bumpy Road Cup, Rough Road. And I was going with the supercar with start boost, afterburner, and overcharged turbo.
Overcharged turbo is very tricky, mate, because
it's tricky,
it was very inconsistent.
It's not if you learn where to reset the turbo.
Doesn't always pan out the way. I think. See, what scores were you getting with that setup?
About 8k.
I got
Yeah,
9.2 regularly.
With the fuel boost.
No, with after.
With
afterburner.
with
the same system that
overcharged turbo.
Yep.
Reset.
That's what
See, I was getting.
See, the way I was
getting 9.
starting with that, so I just figured out how to use it to my advantage.
Okay, I was getting 9k consistently with fuel boost.
Overcharged turbo is faster, but it's more luck based. Fuel boost is a lot more consistent, but
much more consistent.
You get about 500 points less than a top overcharged run.
Yeah, see, with a top overcharged run, you can get probably 9.5 to 10k. Well, not really 10k because that's world record territory, but 9.5, 9.6, I think once I got. But then I switched to fuel boost, and I was consistently getting just on 9k, 9.1. So,
yep.
Yeah, I just thought that's a bit more consistent, I suppose. I just stuck with that.
There you go. Track 3 was Hubcap Cup, Dust Valley. So not Rust Valley, but Dust Valley. So 2 different tracks. I was using
one of my favorites.
Yep.
One of my favorites. I enjoyed this one.
Yes, me too. Once you showed me how to do it. I was using the Super Diesel with jump shocks, thrusters and wings. Everything maxed.
Yep. and it's all about see what I was using. My suspension on the Super Diesel was just a tad lower. I was level 16, or sometimes I switch it up to 17. Suspension was slightly down, but everything else maxed, and
Why was
it was
that?
a fun stage
Why were you?
because with the suspension, I just got more bounce and just more height.
Okay.
And it was just faster. And I was consistently like, if I did it right, and I just, I activated the jump shocks just on that little slope of the hill at the bottom of the hill, I would just get more height,
Yeah.
and it would just sail me over the last two ledges, two rocks. So yeah, no, it was a fun track. If done it right, if you did it right, and you kept practicing, you could really get into the low 14 seconds on that track, which was really good.
Yep.
How did the rest of you guys go with that one? I know Linge was pretty good at that track.
I used Mark II actually because my sports car wasn't good enough for track 4. I used Mark II with thrusters, jump shocks, and wings. It's slightly slower, but still consistent enough to pull out a good score.
Were you hitting about 16 seconds, 17 seconds
Yeah,
there?
average about 16.5. One time I got a lucky bounce and got 15.4.
Yes.
Mm.
On my alt, I was doing the same as you. Because I only had level 1 thrusters on my Super Diesel on my alt, and I had level 3 thrusters on the Mark II, so I had the same as you, Alpha, on my alt.
Excellent. Moving on to track 4 is called Desert Cup Sunburnt, and I was going with the sports car with overcharged turbo, start boost, and afterburner. And that one you had to really time your turbos to try and get maximum thrust just before the ramps.
No,
Yep.
no,
A lot of the pros were using Kanga here, but not with wings, but with start boost.
yeah,
Start boost.
That's incredibly fast when
jump
you get it
shocks and
right.
yeah.
landing boost. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I was getting consistent 7.5 Ks using wings, landing boost, and afterburner.
Yeah.
Basically, 2 good landings would get you over that
Yeah.
gap, and then you'd do a landing boost in the little dip, which would get you onto the next rise, which would then get you onto the fuel before you ran out of fuel. So it worked really well, and you could do 7.5 easy, but not anymore.
Okay.
Because
Well,
I used Mark II on track 3, it allowed me to it freed up diesel for this track because my sports car upgrades are bad and my sports car skill in general is horrible. So I
it's
used
a tricky
diesel with
car.
wings, thrusters, and fume boost. Quite a simple 15-second run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my old account, I was actually using the formula on this track. Same line,
Yeah, so was
just
I.
different vehicle.
Yep.
Yeah, formula for my alt, but my main I was actually using the Mark II. I was using the Mark II and going above. I was using thrusters, jump shocks, and fuel.
Empty fuel.
Fuel
Yeah,
fume.
fume. Yeah,
Yeah, fuel
I
fume.
thought about playing with that because we'd done that in one of the daily cups month or probably a year ago.
That's right. Yeah, I remember. I was pretty consistent with it. I was getting 18.5 to 19 seconds, which is roughly about 6 to 6.5 k.
Yeah, you get higher scores if you put Mark II on track 3 and diesel on 4. So switch around what you're doing.
Too late now.
Yeah, nah. I need my diesel for track 3 because I'm getting 14 seconds there. So
Yeah, but you get 9k. You get 9k with the diesel on the Desert Cup track, but you still get 7 to 8k with Mark II on track 3.
yeah, I suppose I could probably switch it. Oh, it's too late now because we're into a new event. But yeah, we'll have to maybe next time.
Yeah. Track
Now
five.
the last track was my worst track of. I just was hating it.
Yeah, this one was fun when it worked. Track 5 is called Storm Rider Cup Tailwind Trial, and I was going with the hot rod using the jump shocks tactic with coin boost and fuel boost. What were you guys using?
Same.
Yeah, same. Jump shocks, coin, and fuel.
Except it was incredibly easy on my end. I don't think I've
Because
played
you have more
once.
skill than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a funny thing about that track. I was trying it at the start of the week, just practicing. I got a 19.4 second run, and that was top 25 all time, and now it's like 500 or something.
Yeah.
Lots of people practice them.
Yeah. Yeah, see, it's funny when a team event comes out with a time trial track, and it doesn't have many. When you first start, it doesn't have many. Like today, for example, this afternoon, I was giving the chopper a go on the new oh geez, I think it's one of the mountain maps, which is coming up in the next new team event, and I was first. Yeah, I was first in Australia, and now I don't know. I haven't checked, but I got a really good time, and I posted it to the server with a link, and it's probably been beaten by now though. But yeah, you're right, Lynch. It's funny, isn't it, when you start a new track and all of a sudden, oh wow, coming like 2,000 now.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
That's all I've got.
overall, it was a pretty good event.
Yeah.
Like
I've been enjoying
overall, it was if you're getting close to 40K, you're doing quite well. I was only hitting 38. I didn't get over 38. I think my best score was 38.6K. But for somebody that's terrible at time attacks, I consider that above average for me personally.
Same. With a bit of coaching, I was getting 38 by the end of it too. Yeah.
Yeah, look, it was fun, but I definitely am over it now. I'm not looking forward to the next new team event, which we could kind of go through if you got the time, Pete, or we can do that later.
Nah, we'll do it next time.
We'll do it next time.
Yeah. Just quickly, public events was a long jump with just standard maps. There's no moon maps on this one. So
Yeah, it's the bus is the go-to vehicle here.
Yeah.
Most of the maps, the bus works pretty well. There's a couple of short maps where you can use the supercar with a fuel fume, overcharged turbo and wings. There's another one where you can use a super diesel with jump shocks, wings, and fuel fume. And if you time the landing right, I think that's on one of the backwater log maps. And if you time the jump shocks right, you can get a pretty decent run.
yeah.
But most of it was us.
I haven't really had much of a chance to play just yet. But is there that track where you can use the rotator and ride along the roof in one of the tunnels? Is that map on there?
No.
It's not.
No, it's not.
Ah, shame. I like that one.
Yeah. There is the map where you break the bus in half, and you use the fuel firm wings and overcharged turbo.
Oh yeah.
If you time the OT right.
Does the turbo actually still work if you break the bus?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It's attached to the back half of the bus, which is snap off.
No, but it still works.
It does still work.
Coin
Yeah.
boost doesn't work though.
Fume boost.
Yeah.
What?
Coin boost.
The fume?
No,
Coin
I'm
boost
just
doesn't
saying.
work,
coin.
Fun fact.
but
fun
the
fact.
overcharged turbo
Fun
does.
fact. Yeah.
Overcharged turbo still works. Yeah, you'd use it in a lot of those flying far ones. Yeah, with the ramp that you drive back up. And as you come off the end, with fume boost, you get an overcharged turbo smack as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good tip to know.
I think, guys, if we're all done there, I think it's probably time to probably get our guest in. What do you
Yep.
reckon?
Absolutely.
Let's get JR in the chat, and yeah, wow, it's been a long time coming. You know, we've wanted to get her in for some time. She's been a big fan of the show. She's probably our number one fan, and yeah, let's get Jack Rabbit in, and then she can tell you all about her and go from there. So, um, Jack Rabbit, JR, I just want to say welcome to the AUSNZ Community Podcast. It's great to have you on the show, and welcome. We couldn't be happier, mate, to talk to you, and you're officially our third female guest for the show. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And hello to everybody. Hello to all the listeners of the podcast. I'm so glad to be here. I can't believe I'm already here as a guest. And as you said, GTR, I am a huge fan of the podcast. And I'm a huge fan of all of you awesome people. So I'm very,
We love you, mate. We
yeah.
absolutely adore you, and
Thank
you are
you.
one of our most favorite people. And we couldn't ask for a better guest to be on the show. I mean, you're loved by a lot of people in the server. We've kind of adopted you as as an adopted Aussie,
Yeah.
and yeah, and yeah. Look, it's great to have you on the show, mate. So yeah, Eva, Pete, JR's in the house.
Yeah. Welcome.
Big welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I feel like I'm on cloud nine right now.
Let's just hope that the internet holds
Yeah.
off. we,
Yeah, I hope so
imagine
too.
imagine if that cut out right about now. We don't hope
No,
that
no,
doesn't
no.
happen. Commentator's curse. I should have said anything. Absolutely. Well, JR, you don't have your partner in the crime, Kat, here to spur you on. So we're going to give a big shout out to Kat if she's
Yeah.
listening. So,
Yeah.
JR, before we continue, we've got Alpha and Linji here. You can say hello to them.
Hi. Hi, Alpha. Hi, Lynch. How are you both?
Yeah. Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Lynch has been my friend for a very long time. You know, he's
Mm,
the longest HCR player that I've known. Yeah, for so long. So we're friends.
Lynch is known throughout the HCRT community in general, isn't
Am
he?
I?
He's quite.
Am I?
Yeah, well, you've been around, mate. You've
Yeah.
been. I mean, you're friends with everybody. So
Yeah.
yeah. JR, just yeah, mate. Look, do you want to tell us just a bit about yourself and where you're from and yeah, just give our listeners a bit of insight to who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Jack Rabbit. That's my in-game name and Discord name. I'm fondly called JR in the AUSNZ server, and some of my former teammates used to call me Jack. I like the name Jack, even if I'm a girl. I like the name Jack. So I'm from the Philippines. Specifically, I'm from the southern part of Manila, and I have a 19-year-old daughter. So aside from my passion in HCR2, my other passions are cooking, dancing. I used to choreograph dance. I used to choreograph, but not professionally. And I also love teaching children. I used to be a part time preschool teacher. That was a very rewarding experience. I teach 5 to 6 year old kids. Yeah. And I also have a,
Wow,
yeah,
I did not know that about you. Well, there
yeah,
you
Good at
go.
all.
yeah. Yeah, for 2 years, I was a preschool teacher. And, you know, for at that age, you teach them how to pronounce letters, then eventually teach them how to read words, phrases, sentences, and short stories. Yeah, that was very, very rewarding. I like that.
It's a very it's a very critical age
Yes.
around when at that kindergarten level, because they're learning new things constantly, and they're
Yes.
trying to adapt to school life and everything like
Yes.
that. So it's a very crucial age
Yes.
at teaching at that age, isn't it?
That's true. That's true. I had a class of 30 kids. So imagine the crying, the laughing, the dancing, the singing. Yeah. But generally I like children. I like kids.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. And you said you did some choreography. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I like to dance, and actually, when my daughter was back in high school, her subject in physical education, the teacher would ask them to perform as a part of their grade, like a ballroom dance or a modern dance. I basically can learn the steps or choreography quickly, and then I have the patience to teach them. So yeah, that's how I do it.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay. So you're from Philippines and southern part of Manila.
Yeah, I am.
Yep.
Yes.
Excellent. It's a beautiful part of the world. I'd love to go over there and experience the culture. The food and just the people in general. I mean, the Philippines are a neighboring country of ours,
Yes.
and
Yes.
yeah, the people are just they're so welcoming and down to
Yes.
earth, so
Yes.
friendly. They've just got a
Yes.
beautiful presence about the Philippine people. So
Yes. Yes.
one day I'd love to go visit over there
Yeah.
and come hang out with you, show me around
Yes.
town, and take the family around. And
Yeah. You bring Pete and Eva with you, please.
absolutely, won't be going anywhere without
Yeah.
without those two
Yeah.
rascals. Um,
That would be fun.
JR, tell us a little bit about your HCR2 journey.
Yeah. So I started playing HR2 on March 2020. It was the start of the pandemic, and the country was in lockdown. I had nothing better to do, and I had someone with me at home who was playing the game for a couple of months. It's his name is Big Jack. So um, I can see him enjoying the game and meeting people and that stuff. So yeah, I downloaded it on my phone. I used to play on an iPhone 6. It was a bit old already, so I started playing there. So yeah, and from the start of my HR2 gaming life, I played cups. Yeah, I was a cups player, and until now, I'm still playing cups. And I used to be a hardcore cups player. Like when I open the game, it's second nature to me to go to cups right away. So
Real
so
quick,
that's yeah.
what is your best season on Cups?
Oh, my best season is 1,070,360 cup points.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm
I
lucky to
achieved
get past 50,000.
I achieved that. So when I started March 2020, I achieved my best season record on October of that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's one
roughly
whole month of just playing cups.
how many cups a day do you reckon you have to play, like hours, to achieve it? Yeah.
Three and a half legend levels up to 4 in a day.
Wow.
Yeah, because you have to take in.
so that's four legendary levels.
Yes.
So that's 200,000 cup points.
Yes. 4 boss levels.
Wow.
Because you have to take in regards. I do chores, I cook and clean and stuff like that. And after that, I go back to playing, just playing like crazy. Eat, sleep, play, repeat.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Wow. Yeah, cups, because you're on about 11 million cup points at the moment.
Yes, I am.
And now where does that rank you in the Philippines? Because you carry the
Oh,
Philippines flag, obviously. So
yeah.
where does that rank you? Are you up the top, obviously?
If I'm not mistaken, I am on third or fourth. All time. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah. So and you started. In March 2020
Yeah.
when it was pretty much the peak of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And you found HCR2. And did you join a team straight away, or did you just concentrated on cups, or did you kind of experiment with some teams as well?
So I did not join teams right away. I had to build my GP and buy all the vehicles and open all the adventure maps and stuff like that. So I think when I was in my 3000 GP.
Hang on.
Yeah.
That would have taken you about 3 days.
What 3 days?
Opening all the cups to get all the Ks to do the adventure maps. Because once you go legendary, you've opened all the adventure maps.
I forgot. Forgot how it goes. I forget how it goes.
Once you go on to legendary, don't you still need to get a certain amount of stars to open up the
Yeah,
rest of the
yeah,
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 you
that
do.
one.
You
Yeah,
do.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took some time to just play on my own, and I was playing. Yeah, like I said, I was playing with Big Jack, and actually we created our own team. Just for the two of us to put our kilometers in a team, so we could earn like team chest of up to level, just a small level chest. So yeah, we could get rewards and stuff like that. So I started to join teams when I was about at 3,000 or something GP, and the first team that I joined was the national team, Pilipinas. So I joined there for about 2 weeks, and actually when I was starting joining teams, I was a team hopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know our fair share of team hoppers.
Yeah, it wasn't my idea. It's actually, the other person's idea. But, and the trivia is the first Aussie team that I joined was Aliens Aboard with Mad Max as the leader of the team.
Oh no, not
Yes.
Mad
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah. That was wow, that was when aliens
Before they joined,
when
yeah.
they
Yeah,
before
yeah,
they joined
yeah,
AUSNZ,
yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually in his team, Aliens Aboard, when he left with his main team to go to AUSNZ. He
Yep.
yeah, his alt account was managing Aliens Aboard, and his main team was in AUSNZ. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember the aliens day. Yeah. Yeah, go for it, Pete.
No, I was just saying I remember too.
Yeah, that's quite a long time ago, but technically it was only 2 years ago, but that's quite a long time.
yeah.
That's how long roughly AUSNZ's been
Yeah,
been in existence
yeah,
as well. It's been in existence for 2 years.
yeah.
So all right, so then after Aliens, and you just went from a few teams
Yeah.
until you finally did, and then did you finally settle down in a specific team?
Yeah, I settled down in a team, in a US team. That was November of 2020 up to February of 2021. The name was DK, or Duke Nator? Duke and Terminator put into one.
Jukinator.
Lynch.
Oh.
Yeah, Lynch
that's it.
would know what I'm
Jukinator.
talking about.
Is it Dukinator?
Yeah.
Dukinator.
Yeah, that's the team. So I met a few Aussies there. First was Lynch, and then see you next Tuesday. Do you know him?
Was he in
Do
there?
you know,
That's
do you know
Brady's
who
old
that
account.
is? Yeah, I didn't know at the time, but I said, "Oh, this is a nice name."
Yeah.
And
Oh my goodness.
And then
That's
yeah. And then Greedy's alt account was there, and also Blue Marble. At the time he was Lord Vader. So yeah. And then at the time when I was with DK, when I first became a community member of OSNZ.
wow. There
Yeah,
you
that's my
go.
journey.
What a
When was
what a
when
great
was
journey.
that?
And
When
then
did you become a community member of AUSNZ?
December of 2020.
Wow.
Yeah,
oh
because
wow,
yeah,
I didn't realize you were in the. I didn't realize you were in the serve for that long.
I actually have two Discord accounts. So I first joined with my first Discord account, but I had to dissolve that Discord account, and then I made another one, which is now my present Discord account.
Right.
So,
Oh, yeah.
like when you review my history on the server, I'm only just there for 1 year, but my first Discord account was, yeah, there for
Mm.
very long time.
Did you know about this? Did you know about the program Discord before you started gaming?
Yeah. I know that. I know Discord. I
Oh, you
no.
you knew
Sorry,
about Discord.
sorry. I learned about Discord yet just after HCR2 in HCR2, not before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Lots of that's like a lot of people, players that. I mean, that was myself included.
Yeah.
I didn't know what Discord was until I started playing as well.
Me,
So,
me
Yeah.
too. I
um,
was so confused when I got it. Like, how do I work this thing?
So I
come a long
became
way.
I joined the Aussie as a community member because you were playing the flash mob, and
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah, and Lynch was already in the server, and he was throwing back and forth the time track, because us from DK joined you guys in Aussie when you were running the flash mob. So yeah, he said eventually he said you have to join, and I'm in the server. So yeah, that's how I got there.
that was probably at the height of the popularity of the flash mob back then.
Yes.
Flash
That
mobs,
reminds
unfortunately,
me,
is
was
yeah,
Lynch was going to run one tonight.
I never
Did
said
that end up going ahead?
yeah. How did that go, Lynch?
Oh, Dreddy and I did a run just before. I missed it.
Yeah. Just yeah. Look, the flash mobs have been a pretty good success in recent times, but just recently, I think yeah, just
In the past
I don't know
6
if it's
months
the
or so,
events
maybe.
themselves. Yeah, people have just dropped off. To be honest,
Yeah.
I don't really. I mean, I'm not sure why or how, but it's just I suppose when a good event comes on, there's a bit of a turnout. But recently, yeah, only one or two people get involved, which is
It's sad. Yeah, like a records competition. I reckon that should go well.
yeah, that
Yeah,
should go well. That's a great
pretty
idea.
good.
um, yeah. So, well, it's a pretty good journey that you've come on, JR. Because, you're a community member here for some time, and you're getting involved, and you started to talk to myself and Eva and Pete, and then I guess we won you over to eventually join AUSNZ.
Yes, actually, it was you who won me over.
Myself,
Yeah,
we
it was
tried
you.
to probably tried to poach you one or two times, I guess. Yeah.
It was definitely you. I
Yeah,
was
I just thought
yeah,
you'd
it
be a
was it was it was December of last year when we started. Well, not really December, but I think late October or November, because you started the podcast. You started the podcast, and I gave you suggestions. We were talking on DM, the both of us, and I gave you a few suggestions about the podcast. I'm a big fan, and I
yeah.
also joined the 18 plus channel. So that's what
Yes.
got me.
The, the secret channel that nobody knows about. Exactly.
So
Uh,
yeah, then and then
dear.
and then I remember my team back then was a UK team. My team matched with team 2. And yeah, you won.
Yeah,
You won the
okay.
match. Yeah, and
Yep.
yeah, we talked a bit about that. And then you said, so when are you joining AUSNZ? And I told you that
Yeah.
you know that my heart is already with AUSNZ, and the right time will come when I would be able to join you. And after December, it was actually, I think, the last week of December when I sent a DM to Pete. I said,
Yep.
Pete, I have this friend who would like to know about Team 3. Do you have a minimum team event score requirement? And he said, what is your
Yes, I remember.
friend's what is your friend's average score? I said 23K. He said, yeah, that's okay for Team 3. And, you know, we talked a bit, and he said, so when is your friend joining? I said, she will just tell you when she's ready. And so he said, does your friend name start with a J and end with Acrabbit? You already knew it
Oh,
was
funny.
me. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but when I officially joined, actually, it was January 2 of this year. I sent a DM to Pete, and he was, um, you were in your brother's place, I think, and I asked you for the
Oh,
password.
yeah.
Yeah, and they
I
asked you for
remember
the
that.
password. Yeah, I said, Pete, I'm ready to join. So I asked you for the password, and you were just like so happy that I
I
finally
was
joined.
I was a little bit too happy because I was spending the night with my brother getting on the drinks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Look, in all honesty, you haven't looked back, JR. You've done
yeah,
quite exceptionally well, and
yes,
you since then you've become a team leader in the server,
yes,
um, and also the game as well. You're co-leader in the game and a team
yes,
leader in the server,
yes,
and you talk to all the young kids that are coming through, and
yes,
you give them advice and everything, help them out in their
yes,
HCR2 journey, and it's been a great success so far. So
yes,
thanks for all you do. It's been
yes,
great.
yeah.
Um, Eva, mate, do you have anything you want to ask JR at the moment?
Oh no, I'm just sitting back enjoying the listening. It's good.
It, yeah, I just wasn't sure if you wanted to say anything to JR before we get on to like some questions, but we've got a couple of interesting things coming up. We've
Yeah,
got a couple of games we're going to
there's a
play,
fair few questions that are
and
already going to be asked about stuff, and I think,
yeah,
oh
oh,
yeah, I'll leave them for that. But I mean,
yeah,
it's just good to have you on the podcast. I will
Thank
say it's
you.
good to have you on the podcast. It's been a pleasure chatting to you over the year, I suppose, that we've been chatting.
Yeah, yes,
It's been good to get to know you, and it's been good to see, how you've basically, nested yourself within the community and within our community, as well as within the game community. So yeah, I look forward
yes.
to
Thank you.
chatting to you again and again and again, and um,
Yes.
yeah, just enjoying our conversations.
Yeah, and I have a little trivia for you, Eva. Before, no, nobody knows this.
this is a separate trivia one.
Before I joined Team 3, I was
Yep.
choosing between two teams. It was
Okay.
LTR and
Yep.
Team 3.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. You were in LTR back then. So I was thinking, should I join Eva or should I join Pete?
Oh,
Sorry to tell you, but Pete won.
oh, that's all right. That's all right. He has a beard.
Either way, both teams are great.
Yeah.
LTR is run by HWA, and HWA is just a fantastic person. I could not speak highly of HWA. He's one of my favorite people, and he loves his chili. He's a big chili fan. JR, if you haven't had any conversations with HWA about chili, I recommend
Oh.
you do so. He
Okay.
he grows his own chili plants.
Wow.
He actually has the He grows his own scorpion chili, which is
Wow.
one of the hottest chilies in the world.
Yes.
It's the ghost scorpion.
Wow.
He gave me a little try of it when we last met up
Okay.
at our New South Wales meet,
Yeah.
and I died. I pretty much I was in agony. It is so hot. Like I like my chili.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like my chili. I was dying. I
Yeah.
broke out in a sweat straight away, and
Yeah.
I was like, what the going on here? This is unbelievably hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
I was, yeah. I had to go get milk from the bar because I was just, dying. But yeah, HWA, we love you, mate, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Let's get on to questions.
Fun question to start us off with before we get into the more serious ones. But I got a question from Tom T. A big shout out to good old Tommy. He wants to know: do you like pancakes or waffles, or
Oh,
neither?
I'm not a picky eater. I like both, but I prefer pancakes more than
I
waffles.
think pancakes is the winner because you can do a lot more with
Yeah.
pancakes. You got more variety. You can experimenting with pancakes and stuff. So you
Yeah.
can do that with waffles too. But I
Yeah.
think just pancakes, just more,
Yeah, and
more variety.
I also generally like pastries, cakes, chocolates, candies, everything.
Yes. So
Yeah.
What's been your favourite team to be in, and why is it AUSNZ 3?
Definitely AUSNZ3 is my favorite team because I found a home in Team 3. That's my home.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm co-leading
It's
it
been
with
good to have you in Team 3.
yes. I'm also very happy to be in Team 3 and yeah, I'm co-leading it with you, Pete, and yeah,
You're basically leading it.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take it that
It's been
way.
great. I can step back and watch you work your magic. It's great.
Yeah. It's actually given me a sense of achievement, accomplishment, you know,
Yeah.
to be just in the four corners of my house. And when I do something like that, for those who doesn't know, we do end of season recognition. We give recognition to kilometer champions, team event podium winners, and star performers for Team 3. So it gives me a sense of accomplishment when I organize something like that. So yeah, to give back to the team, to give back to the members of the team. Yeah, so that's what I like to do.
Yes, and we
That's
love it
it.
when you do that. It's great.
Yeah. And Lynch, you have another
Did you want to?
follow-up question? Yeah?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. The next question.
Your follow-up
Um,
question, Lynch?
What's been your favourite HCR to experience, and why is it something that involves me?
Well, actually, I have four. Just to run over quickly, the
Oh,
four. Yeah, four of them, and there's two of you involved. So the first memorable experience was, of course, when I achieved my best season record back in October 2020. I had over 1 million season points, and then the next one was December 14, 2020. Okay, that
14,
was when
2020.
yeah,
Oh,
December
December 14.
14. Yeah,
Yeah.
2020. It was Lynch and I were team members in DK, and we had 7 members, including myself and Lynch. We all 7 of us reached the max kilometers, and we achieved a team chest of level 51.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
That's huge.
Yeah. And then the third one was on the same team. We had a competition of top 10 road to legendary finishers. Yeah, it was like a competition amongst us where Lynch finished first, and then there was a guy from Spain, and then there's Big Jack, and I finished fourth. And the team was so quiet you could hear a pin drop because everyone we were just like playing cups like crazy and finishing the road to legendary. And the fourth
So
one,
that's the first one to get to
yeah,
50,000, was it?
Yeah, yes, that one. The
Okay.
Trophy Road. Yeah.
Yep.
So, and then the fourth one is in Team 3. It was the time when Larry invited me to Team 4 for a week. And then he promised me that when I go back to Team 3, he would bring a party of people. So when after spending time for a week in Team 4, when I went back to Team 3, so I saw this random player's name like Custard, Mad Wolf, and Big Small, and Funnel. So yeah, I said, oh yeah, there's just random people who joined and etc. etc. So the following morning, I just woke up and Larry and I were chatting in game, and he was trying to make me guess who these people are. And I said, Larry, please, I need coffee, and I don't know who these people are. And I finally recognized Big Small is Big Sing's alt account, but I don't know this Funnel. I cannot I cannot really tell who this person was. Then finally I realized that it was GTR. And that was really nice when he visited Team 3 for a bit.
So GTR, he's actually spent a lot of time in Team 3 with his alt
Yeah.
account. Because
Yeah, he did.
before I was there, he was the leader of that team when it was called Fury, AUSNZ Fury.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
so
did not know that.
yeah, I came along and he wanted to go
Mhm.
visit some other team, and he gave me
Yeah.
leadership of the team, and
Mhm.
I've stayed as leader of the team of Team 3.
Yeah.
He comes back every now and then with his alt
Yes.
account as a different name, so I don't know it's him. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, that was a really nice surprise from Larry. He's such a sweet person and very funny, and I miss chatting with him actually. So yeah, that's the answer to your question, Lynch. I hope you're happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a question from
Yeah.
RF Racing. What is your favorite dish to make?
Oh, my favorite dish to make is actually my baked macaroni. You all know that probably by now.
Yeah.
That's a
Yep.
baked macaroni is it's a cross between the classic mac and cheese and lasagna. So that's my favorite dish to make. I learned the recipe back when I was still in college. So that was a long time ago.
Excellent. And the follow-up
Yeah.
question is,
Yeah.
what is your favorite dish to eat?
My favorite dish to eat is barbecue pork ribs with coleslaw and mashed potato.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
Messy.
But actually I don't know how to cook it myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't cooked it. I haven't tried making it myself. But when I go out, when I dine out, that's the food that I usually order. Yes.
Yeah. So it's a
Yeah.
special dish.
Yes. Very special.
I'm back, and I was listening to everything you guys were saying. JR, I was
Yes.
listening to you.
Yes.
I couldn't reply.
Yeah.
I was on a little tango bathroom break, and I was laughing and laughing. It was
Yeah. Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
My goodness. Oh, funny. I
Yes.
remember when I came in as funnel, you had absolutely no idea who that
I
was.
had no
That was funny.
idea. Yes. Yes.
What a moment. I'll remember that. That was a great
Yes.
moment.
Yes.
Um, yeah, sorry, continue on with questions. I'm back now.
Okay.
Eva, you're up.
Yeah, I have a question from Solus. Shout out to Solus. How many accounts do you have, and how much time do you spend playing HCR2 on a daily basis?
So I only have one account, and my account is now 9,827 GP. And if you would ask me if having an alt account has crossed my mind, yes, it did. But at the moment, it's not practical for me to get another device. That's not my priority right now. But
Yep.
I've considered having an alt account. When it comes to how much time I spent playing the game. Back in 2020, when I was really addicted to the game, I spent every waking hour playing the game. Yes, that's how much addicted I was. Because when you're a cup racer, you would always want to be on the leaderboard, global and local. Yeah, that's the best thing about that. But recently, I found a balance of playing the game and Discord, because I also like the things I do on Discord, which is what I do for Team 3, what I do for Roster Racer, which I just uh, had just a few weeks ago. So, yeah,
Yes. Did you
maybe,
want to
maybe,
talk about that
yeah,
a little bit more? About the Roster Racer program?
yeah, yeah. Um, I've seen the Roster Racer. It took a break for some time. It was UP who were
Yeah,
last managing it. Yeah.
I
So, and then
was.
yeah, I've seen a couple of young stars, chatting on the channel, etc. So, when you first asked on the leaders channel who would want to take the program under their wing, so I was thinking, yeah, maybe I could do it, but I need to learn more about it. Then, after a while, you asked again. That's when I stepped up and I said I would like to do this for the community. So yeah, and then I made a teaser. I posted a collage about it, and after 2 days, Pete helped me with an official announcement, and yeah, so the young stars
It's,
started to sign up for the program, which is I'm very happy.
yes, it makes me happy too that it's going back up again because
Yes,
it is a good program and all the young kids love it.
yes,
Just explain what it is, because a lot of people don't, who listen might not know what we actually do. So just
okay,
explain to our listeners what it
yeah.
is that this actually does, what this program does.
Any player, any AUSNC member from Team 2, Team 3, 4, and LTR and rookies can sign up as a roster racer. And then we will schedule them one player per week. And that player will join Team 1 for 1 week and have the experience of racing with the elites of AUSNZ, and experience having to experience what it's like to be in Team 1, and to be, because Team 1 right now is in the CC division.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how
And
it goes.
an advantage of that, I'll speak on your behalf, but an advantage
Okay.
of that is
Yeah.
basically now that HCR2 has allowed you to watch your own team's ghost as well as the other team's ghosts,
Yeah.
you get to watch the ghosts of people who are some of the best in the world, definitely the best in
Yes.
Australia, but some of the best in the world.
Yes.
And watching
Yes.
their lines and their tactics and everything else is a really amazing experience.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
If you could keep if you
for
could keep up with them.
Well, yeah, you've got to keep up with them. Don't get me wrong, but you get to see what they're using, what parts they're using, just as they're about to leave. You get to see some of their lines, and yeah, someone with even 4 and 5,000 GP could probably keep up long enough to see exactly what they're doing, and then try and mimic that and get better.
Yep, that's true. Yep.
Yes, thank you for saying that on my behalf. As you all know, I'm not very technical with the game. I'm just a humble cheerleader with pom poms and tight skirt cheering everybody on.
What color are the pom poms?
I
We can talk about that in private, Eva. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
Okay.
Alfie, did you want to ask a question?
I will ask a question from AUSNZ Savage. Who is your favourite player in Hillclimb?
Challenge. Sorry.
Okay, thank you for that question, Savage. My favorite player is a very good team event player. He's very helpful with setups. I find him very relatable and approachable. It is none other than Pete.
Woo.
Sorry,
Petey.
I'm going to be
Petey.
very biased, but Pete, it's not just my favorite player, but it's also my favorite person in the server.
Oh,
Awesome.
you've upset
Ah.
Lynn. She's left.
He's left.
Ah,
Lynch, come back.
Lynch has left the building.
And Lynch will never be on the podcast ever again.
Oh my
You know,
goodness.
but yeah, I cannot find anyone else as my favorite person,
Awesome.
as my favorite player and person in the server. Yep.
And
Beautiful.
you're my favorite too, JR.
Oh.
Ah, geez, you guys, you're making me all mushy.
Get a room.
I have more of a serious question to ask JR, and it's from our beloved AUSNZ Amy.
Yes.
Always a big shout out to her when she asks this question. So,
Yeah.
Amy says, if you could choose 5 players from any of the teams you have previously been in to join T3, who would those 5 players be? Okay. Let's expand on that a little bit. If you could probably choose any 5 players to be in your team, who would they be?
Since CC and Division 1 is probably out of my league. I would,
No. It doesn't have to be out of your league. It's just your. I mean, I suppose how do you kind of say this question? You can use this question as in if you want which type of players you want. Do you want players that are high score powering, or do you want players that are generally like have a great personality and that have a good rapport with the team? And it really depends, I guess, doesn't it?
Can I just remind
Yeah.
you that Swiss Cheese has made a few appearances in Team 3, so he is a possibility to choose.
Maybe I would. Yeah. Yeah. I would actually go basically with Amy's question. Yeah, the previous players I've played with
Okay.
that I would want to be in Team 3. So, um, see you next Tuesday. I would like to invite him back. I would like to invite him on T3.
Oh, he'd be great.
Oh, jeez. The see you next
Yeah,
Tuesday.
because I was with him in DK and also Lynch. Yeah, Lynch. Now I'm mentioning you. I would like you to race with you again in Team 3. And from my previous, yeah,
Looks like you're trying to win Lynch back.
no,
Yes.
Backpedaling is going to get you nowhere, Jar.
well, even if he dropped off from the podcast just now, Lynch knows how much I love him. I treat him like my own. Yeah. I put up with his shit. He puts up with mine. So that's how much close we are, basically. So yeah. So
Beautiful.
there's see you next Tuesday. There's Lynch and 2 players from my previous UK team is Mad Max and Ghost. I would like to have them both. And
Mm,
yeah, and also Big Sing and Larrican. I have to go with 6.
beautiful.
I'd like to have them in
Beautiful.
Team 3. Yeah, that's it.
Good choices.
Yeah.
Well,
Very good
most
choices.
of those people have played in Team 3, so that's good.
Yes.
Well, I have one of my own questions. It's so it's from this guy called Eva. If you could, hang on, Linge is back. Linge, did you get upset because she didn't pick you as her favourite?
He's
He's
still on
muted.
He's on mute.
He might not be there.
Oh,
No, he would
Well, we'll have to wait.
understand. He would
no,
understand.
he's gone quiet. No. Anyway, so I have a question from AUSNZ Eva. He would like to know, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? And why?
That's a very nice question. Um, is teleporting a superpower?
It
If
is
it's
now.
not,
Absolutely.
oh yes,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I'd
would
say
go
it
with
is.
that.
Okay.
I would
I'm
like. I would like to
surprised.
have. Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't go with invisibility.
Don't tell that.
Mm. JR could get up to too much mischief if it was invisibility.
Or you could teleport anywhere. If you're going to teleport anywhere, you can get up to even more mischief.
Because okay, going back to the question, I would like teleporting as my superpower because with the stuff going on in real life right now, I would like to be somewhere else.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes.
Okay.
That's fair.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
And also, I would like to visit someone in Melbourne.
Yep.
His name starts with.
Absolutely.
His name starts with. Do you want
E?
me to drop a name? Yeah. Well, I would like to meet Eva one day.
Ah, and I don't have a beard. It's interesting.
You don't have to have
Hang
a
on.
beard.
I thought I was your favourite. What's going on here?
Exactly. I would love to meet you too one day, Jack Rabbit.
Yeah.
It would be amazing. I really look forward to one day giving you a hug, a real hug.
You guys would like just have so much laughs. Your jaws would be just sore from laughing too much.
Indeed.
Yes.
I can see it.
Yes.
Indeed.
And I would meet you. I would meet Pete the following day, and GTR the following day.
Yeah, because you can teleport, so you can do that.
Yes, I can do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very good.
Or in all honesty, JR,
Yeah.
one day, one day I would love to organise a really big AUSNZ meetup. I'm not sure how expensive the flights are at Philippines at the moment, but I mean, it's sure if you could get some sort of with lots of notice, you could get a cheap airfare out here. Stay at Eva's, free accommodation.
Sydney.
But
Good copy there.
But basically, yeah. No, I would love to, like organise a big AUSNZ meet and greet one day.
Yeah.
Have it over one big weekend, and I would, that's something of mine that I would really like to start organising. So keep that in mind.
I would help you in organizing. I will try to be there in person, but if I can't, you can have me on video call.
Yeah, we'll have a
Absolutely. But
roving video call.
Yes. Yeah.
we will try and get you out here. Like
On
the three of us, Pete,
on a-
Eva, and myself.
It'd be on a
help you.
tripod
Yeah.
in the middle of the room, and you could swivel around and pan.
Yeah.
We'll put it on panoramic view.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be very fun.
Yeah, that's something I want to definitely do in the not too distant future.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely. All right.
Great question, Eva. The teleporting one, is it really a superpower?
Of course
though?
it is. One of the X-Men
Still
have it.
is.
The
Yeah,
devil guy.
but is
What's
it
his name?
is it future technology though?
Well, it depends. Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century used to teleport, but it was an evaporation device, re-evaporation.
Yeah, killing all the particles in the body and then rebirthing
Yep,
them.
that's the one. That's the one.
Interesting.
Your question,
Pete.
I've got a
you're
question from Goose. Goose would like to know, if you were a mythical creature, what would you be and why?
I asked this question to Goose
him.
when it was his podcast
Yes, you
episode.
did.
Yeah. And it was so much fun. We had fun. Goose and I had fun with it because I was able to guess his mythical creature before the
Which
release
was a
of the
griffin.
podcast. Yes. So if I were a mythical creature, I would think of myself as a phoenix. A phoenix is
Mm.
phoenix is a majestic bird-like creature. Um, it's it's a representation of rebirth and strength. So
Mhm.
in real life, I've been through a lot of bumps and battled storms in the past, and I would like to think I rose above them and become stronger and braver. So I would like to think of myself as a phoenix.
Excellent
So
answer.
Excellent choice.
thank you.
Beautiful.
And if Goose is a griffin and I am a phoenix, we are both Leos. Goose and I. Yeah, we are 10 days apart on our birthdays.
Yeah.
Belated
There you
happy
go.
birthday to Goose.
Yeah. And to you too, JR.
Thank you.
Wow, it hasn't happened
Um,
yet.
well, yeah, true.
So my question is from behalf of Mad Max, and he asks, "What are you making him for dinner?"
I haven't thought of it yet. I have no idea. I have no idea. Because I haven't prepared for this question.
You'll have to come up with a special recipe for Mad Max.
Yeah. I cannot.
You'll have you'll have to get a recipe from Ainsley, Chef Ainsley,
Yeah.
and make him something from that because that's his favorite emoji.
I sometimes I cannot relate to Mad Max because maybe because of the age gap, and maybe I'll just DM him what
You're
meal I could make for him.
you're not alone. Trust me,
Yeah.
you're not alone. He can be a bit confusing at times.
Yes.
Okay, we'll have probably just maybe one or two more,
Well,
and then we'll get on to the
I
thing.
might ask.
Go for it, Evie. Yeah.
I'm going to ask the question from Moxie. And I'm gonna twist this question around a bit, just for fun.
Yeah.
It says his question is, "What is your favorite part about living in the Philippines? And is it cheese, aka thanks Rexu, who hasn't asked this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway."
Beautiful, Eva. You beat me to it. I was going to sneak that in the end. Good old Rexu.
I would answer the cheese question first. I'm actually not a cheese lover.
Oh, bad luck, Rexu. Sorry.
But I do put cheese in my recipes. For the baked macaroni, I use the quick melt cheese. I don't know if you have it, but it's like a processed cheese that melts quickly, and it makes it when it turns brown, it's nice and creamy and cheesy. So that's what I use for my recipe. And my favorite part about living in the Philippines, geographically speaking, we have many beautiful islands and many beautiful beaches. Boracay is the most popular, and Palawan is beautiful too, and so many tourist spots. Um, but in Manila, actually, the weather is okay. The coldest we had was 14 degrees Celsius, and the hottest we had was 38 degrees Celsius, but feels like 42 degrees Celsius. That's how hot it can get. So I don't know if anyone would like that. And in terms
Well,
of the
in Victoria today, we had a top of 14, which was nice. It was singlet weather.
yeah, yeah. So, when it comes to people, the Filipino people, Filipinos are very hospitable. We are family oriented and we are religious. And also, another trivia, Filipinos have the longest Christmas celebration ever
How long?
at the start of September.
Really?
Yeah, because December ends with the BER. So when it starts at September 1, we play Christmas songs in public places.
What
Wow.
about
And
October?
Yeah, well, it
from
starts in September, so it
September.
goes through
Yeah.
October
It
and
it goes through
November.
October, November, December, and it ends somewhere 2 weeks after January when it's Three Kings, because it's part of the Christian
Wow.
celebration. Yeah, that's trivia.
That's crazy long.
Yeah, that it is.
they start playing Christmas carols in the shopping centres
Yes.
around about that time, so
Yes.
that doesn't surprise me.
And even Christmas decors. They start selling Christmas decors, and families would start putting up Christmas trees as early as November. Yeah, that's how crazy it can get. Yeah.
It's a HCR2 question.
Okay.
Favorite car, favorite adventure map, and favorite time trial map.
Favorite car is rally car all the way. I'm rally car.
car?
Yes,
And
for cups and adventure.
what are the parts with the rally car?
Oh, for cups, I use afterburner, overcharged turbo, and coin boost when playing cups.
Very good, very
Yeah.
good.
So
Adventure map.
adventure map, I have 3: forest, winter, and mines. Yeah. And
And your favorite time attack map.
I don't really have I'm not really a fan of time attacks, but if I would have to choose a map, it would be the beach cup. It's the easiest one, I think. Beach
Yeah, the
cup.
beach cup's pretty good.
Yeah, but I'm not really into. Do you know that I don't play challenges on the?
You don't
Me
do
either.
I don't. I don't do
yeah.
challenges.
I used
I
to.
haven't really seen you. I haven't really seen you play any of my challenges. Yeah, you're right.
I don't. I don't.
It's a good experience to do challenges because when you do someone's challenge, you can learn a lot about the track, the vehicle, the parts.
Yeah.
You can follow their line and the way they do the track and
Yeah.
doing challenges is probably one of my favorite parts about the game.
Yeah.
I think Evie, you like doing challenges as well, don't you, mate?
I mean, challenge is one thing. I think the daily races was kind of my challenge, if that makes sense.
The dailies,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because the dailies you got to see 4 or 5 different lines, and you could then
that's true.
see who was, because with the dailies you could, there was always 4 people racing against you, and there was one person who was always had a really good start. There'd be one person who had a really good midsection, and there'd be one person who had a really good last section. Or if it was a long track, there was even more sections. But and what you'd end up doing is lining up with the fast guy in the first section, and then trying to find the line of the second guy, and then trying to do the last section as fast as the third guy. And hopefully, if you got all that together, you'd jump about 10 places, and you'd then find that there was one guy who was doing something completely different again. So, yeah, but even doing challenges is kind of fun. I just think challenges can be a bit of a waste of gems, because one gem a challenge can be a bit intensive if you don't have a lot of gems.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. With the going on about the dailies, when the dailies get back on, we'll have to get JR to participate, and you can see what it's all about.
Yep, indeed.
I actually signed up for one season. I think it was September last year when I joined a month long of the dailies, and I end up somewhere in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
We should probably get on to that little game we're going to do because we're pretty much gone over time. But I'd love to get into that game before we start wrapping things up. Which one did you want to do, JR? Did you want to do the game with us hosts?
Yes, I would like to do that game. I requested you if you could let me do this because I know I'm the guest, but since I'm already here, I want to do this with you. Like, let's turn the tables around. So this is the game. This is the title is Who is Most Likely, specially tailored for all the AUSNZ podcast hosts. And let's have Lynch. Lynch, do you want to join? Can you unmute yourself and join?
If you, there
there he is. Yeah.
He's here.
So the mechanics.
I'm gonna keep score.
Yeah.
By doing it with a pen on my phone. So.
Okay.
All right. So let's start.
But Lynch is not on my.
No, I can add a column for Lynch. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, please. So I would also um, keep a track of the points. So the mechanics is when I say a question, you can pick the best person who would most likely to do this, but you can also say myself.
Yep.
If it's really you. Okay,
Yep.
let's start with the first question. Who is most likely to finish the trophy road?
What are you?
Or
Ooh.
or if not
Shotgun.
finish, no, I'm not part of the it's just GTR, Eva, Pete, Alpha, and you, Lynch. So if
Probably
not
me.
to finish, yeah, if not to
I would
finish
say Eva.
or has the
Yeah.
most, yeah,
I would say Eva as well. Yep.
okay. Your pick, Alpha and Lynch.
Pardon?
Go with the rest.
Yeah, okay. So Eva gets the point for question number 1. Question number 2. Who is most likely to hold, let's say, the most local and world records?
Alpha.
Alpha.
Ooh, I would have to say Linge.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'll go with
2.
two.
That's one each
Could
for
you-
Linge and
Range,
Alpha.
we can split the points.
Yep.
No.
So got the point.
No, both of them got the
Alpha.
point. Both of them got the point.
Both of them. Yeah, let's give both of them. Okay, third question. Who is most likely to spend the most time in actually playing HCR2, like hours?
Eva.
Ooh, Eva.
Oh wow.
Okay. Lynch, Alpha, who do you pick?
Go with the flow.
Pete. I don't know.
Okay, so I think the point goes to Eva.
Yeah,
Okay,
unfortunately.
question number 4. Who is most likely to fall asleep while grinding kilometers?
Me.
Lynn.
Me.
So everyone
Ooh.
gets a point.
Yeah, I'd have to say, yeah,
I've
Pete.
fallen asleep multiple times grinding adventure.
Okay, but I
So-
think Pete got the most points, so
Yeah,
point goes
Pete-
to Pete.
Pete gets
Yeah,
one.
okay. Yes.
Woohoo, I got a
So
point.
number 6.
I'm on the board.
Yeah, question number 6. Who is most likely to get way too competitive?
You missed number 5.
Yeah.
You missed number 5. So Pete's
I
most
did? Oh,
competitive
sorry.
because he's keeping count.
Okay, sorry. Let's go back to number 5. Number 5, who is most likely to start his own team just for the heck of it?
Alpha.
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 Okay, point goes to Alpha. It's very clear.
Because
Question
that's
number
already
6.
happened.
The boss.
Already happened.
It's already happened. Okay, question number 6. Who is most likely to get way too competitive?
GDR.
Oh, GTR,
GTR.
yeah.
Me.
Yes, GTI gets the point. Number 7, who is most likely to record a video of his run on the team event and post it on Discord?
Pete.
Me.
Pete.
Lynn.
Yeah,
I'd have to say me and Pete. And Linge, yeah.
yeah.
Is that a
But I
three-way
think
tie?
Pete got the most. Gets the point. Okay, number
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. Number 8, who is most likely to start a third account?
Eva.
Ooh.
Well,
Pete.
technically,
I'd say-
GTR's
yeah,
already got
Pete-
a third account, so I guess I
Well,
default.
well, I do have a third account, but
Oh, you do?
it's inactive. Yeah, but it's lost. I've forgotten the password.
So you have to pick one.
GDR.
Yeah, Pete. I'd be a Pete.
Okay. What about you,
GTI.
Lynch and Alpha? Who do you pick?
Linge and Alpha don't have a third.
No, who would they pick?
Second.
Pete.
Sorry.
Pete.
I'm not even
Pete.
interested in starting a second.
Yeah. But who would you pick between GTR and Eva?
No, GDR and Pete.
GTR and Pete, sorry.
Pete.
Yeah, go Pete.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get another point.
Okay, so let's move to number 9. Who is
Yep.
most likely to send an email to Fingersoft
GTR.
support to report a cheater?
GTR.
GTR.
Everyone
That
picks
question
GTR?
was designed for GTR.
GTR.
Oh, jeez. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yes, me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, guilty as charged.
I will
Okay,
say
so
I have
number
done it.
10.
I have done it. But
Yeah.
Yep.
But GTR gets the most points. Number
Yep.
10. Who
Yeah.
is most likely to accept a random friend request on Discord?
Well, after tonight's
Oh.
episode, Eva.
Pete.
Jeez, I don't know.
GTR.
Nah, not me. I don't accept anybody.
I do
Me
sometimes.
neither.
Jeez. Yeah, Alpha, I suppose. Alpha.
So who won? I
Yeah.
think two mentioned GTR.
No, not me.
Not
I don't
you?
accept anybody, JR.
Yeah.
No.
I went
I
with
get
Eva.
messages, but I don't accept friend requests. Yeah.
So who gets the point? We don't.
I think it was split between Eva and Alpha on that one.
Yeah, okay. Let's give a point to both of them. Number 11, who has the most friends in HR2 and Discord?
Well, I don't have any friends, so
Ooh.
I'd probably
No,
say
like-
GTR.
Discord, I've got a little bit, but my friend list on HCR2,
Yeah.
I can't count them. I don't know.
Go to the
I've probably got
cup.
a couple of
I've
hundred.
got
Go to-
58 on Discord. I don't even bother counting on Hill Climb.
I'm
You
going
can
with
go to
Alpha.
Yeah, Hill Climb.
all-time cups thing in the game.
Can you find out how many friends you got in the game?
Yeah, you go to the cups leaderboard, your friends list, and just press all-time, scroll down to the bottom, I guess.
Doesn't give you a number though.
Right.
It does.
Does it give you a number?
No. Does
I
it?
don't even have the game open.
Leaderboard.
I can't open the
friends,
game because I'm scoring on my phone.
Yeah, and I can't open a game because it
I'm
interrupts
going to
with my
say
microphone.
GTR.
Yeah, I've got a few. I know that.
All right.
I've got a few.
I've got 52 according to my leaderboard of friends.
Pete has less friends than me. Ha ha.
fine.
And Alfie RR is at the bottom.
What did I do to deserve that?
Your score is 120 on cups.
Oh, no. Pete, press all-time.
No, it's just local. Sorry, friends. Total rank.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I meant.
So going back to the question, who
Yeah,
has
yeah.
the most friends?
GTR.
Yeah, GTR gets the point.
Yep.
Number 12, who is most likely to know the most sports stats?
Me.
GTR.
Alpha.
Alpha.
Okay, Alpha got the most points, so point goes to Alpha. Number 13, who is most likely to tell dad jokes?
Me.
Pete.
Pete.
Believe
Does
it or
everyone
not,
agree?
I tell quite a lot. But yes, Pete.
Would everyone agree it's Pete?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pete.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Pete.
definitely Pete. Okay, number 14, who is most likely to start a meetup?
GTR.
Between GTR and
me.
myself.
Yeah, me and Pete. / Eva.
Who's your
Kinda
pick,
like three of
Eva?
us.
Eva, who's
I
your
was
pick?
going to say either of those two, but only because I didn't want it to be me.
Yeah,
So
probably split between me and Pete.
I'm
So
gonna
we'll
pick
give it
on.
to Alpha?
I'm gonna pick on GTR.
Oh, thanks, Alpha. I love you too.
Okay, so I think GTR got the point for that. Who
GTR
is
gets
most
the point for that.
likely? Yeah. Who is most likely? Last question. Who is most likely to make the best tour guide around Australia?
Eva.
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 Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done more of it, I think, by car. Although I don't know. I don't know whether Pete's done a lot of driving by car around Australia.
I've driven to Western Australia. I've driven to Queensland, driven to New South Wales. I've gone through South Australia. I've driven around on Tasmania.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
probably about the same.
I
Yeah.
I just think, I think Eva's guided tour would be, he. I don't know. No offense, Pete, but maybe Eva's slightly more knowledgeable about certain things.
He's definitely smarter. He's an engineer?
Flat will get you everywhere. What do you guys want?
That was a crazy game.
Yeah.
How funny!
Okay,
Okay,
so
so I've just posted in the
Alright.
questions tab all my little marks. So every mark is a point. So we have Linge on 1 point.
yeah, I
We
have
have
the same count.
Alpha on 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
We've got um,
I got myself on 4.
GDR on 4 points. We've got
Yes.
Eva on 4 points.
Yes.
And we've got Pete on
And we
4
got
points.
Pete on 4.
Yes.
and
It's a
and what did I
four-way tie.
say before the show? Hey, there's 15 questions. There's 4 of us. This can't be a tie.
And then Lynch showed up.
How funny! How funny!
Yeah.
Oh, God. Even without Lynch's 1, it's still a 4-way tie.
Yeah.
Yes.
JR,
Yeah.
JR, do you have one question in the back of your head right now that you could say to break the tie?
Okay, I think so. But yeah, I think so. Who would most likely to get arrested?
Oh,
Eva.
Eva, yes. But what
Depends
for?
what you're getting arrested for.
GTR for
Anything
driving too
crazy.
fast.
Anything.
Oh,
But I think
dear,
Eva
dear.
won because he had 2 points. So yeah, that's your
I
winner.
love it. Yep.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
I won by going to jail. And I must say, it would probably be for driving in a manner dangerous. But
If you get arrested, bring yourself to put yourself out of it. Would you bust a move? I know, sorry, you have to edit that out. It's just for fun.
Oh, I love it. This is funny.
geez.
Sorry to break everything up,
No.
guys, but
Yeah.
we probably should start wrapping
Yep.
it up.
Indeed.
JR, now before we go, JR, is there any shout outs you wanna give to on the show? Any shout outs to people on the server or AUSNZ or anybody that you've met, anybody in real life, or just now's the time to probably just give a bit of a shout out to anybody you'd like to say.
Yeah, I would like to give a shout out to all the team chiefs and team leaders of the AUSNC community. Most especially, I would mention Bruce and Mus. I have so much admiration and high respects for the two of them. And thank you for all the help and bringing your all to count to Team 3. And also shout out to Larrican and Big Sing. I miss chatting with you both. They're both awesome people. And just so you would know, I treat Larry and Pete as like the brothers I never had. So I love the banter that we all have together. And to all the young stars in the server, Ledge, Mad Max, Alpha, Chills, and everyone, and the roster racers who signed up, thank you for signing up. And shout out to all the members of Team 3. Shout out also to Bear, Blue Marble, Cat, and everyone in the 18 Plus channel. And also to Pilot. I almost forgot to mention Pilot. Keep the fun going. And to my special friends outside of Discord, you know who you are. Lots of love to you. And my last shout out is to you, Pete, GTR, and Eva. Keep being your awesome selves. Thank you for the friendship. And you've all gone above and beyond in creating and producing excellent podcast episodes all the time. My love and respect to all of you.
Thank you very much,
That's
JR.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, JR.
That's
That's so lovely of you to say that.
Yes.
Well, yeah, got to bring a tear to my eye. Wow. Okay. Beautifully said, mate, and right back at you. Like,
Thank you.
just your presence around the server, just your beautiful spirit. An absolute pleasure to have you part of the AUSNZ family. We love you. You're amazing, and it wouldn't be the same without you. You're an incredible person,
Thank you.
and you mean so much to us. You're like family.
Don't make me
So-
cry. Don't make me cry.
Sorry. Look, just on behalf of Ava and Pete, which I'm sure they will definitely agree. You know,
Yeah.
you're family to us. So
Thank you.
you keep being the awesome person you are, and you've got real friends here in the server, and you know who they are.
Yes.
And we love you very much. And
Yes.
just always remember this.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Eva, Pete, any last words, Linja and Alpha? Any last words for JR?
I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head there, GTR. Absolutely.
Linja and Alpha? Linja, any special words for JR, mate? He's probably
He's
there he is.
still angry about before.
No,
looking
he's
at it,
not. Yeah.
He's a bit sleepy.
Yeah.
He's gonna go. He's gonna crash. He's gone. He's out of here.
I would like to say, yeah, it's been a pleasure chatting on the podcast with you. The dynamic between us has always been podcast host and avid listener.
Mhm.
It's great to have you as a guest.
Yes.
I
Thank you.
really thank you for those kind words. It was meaningful to me in many ways, and I just wanted to extend the same gratitude as one of our avid listeners. I just wanted to say thanks for being a supporter and thanks for being a big part of what we do.
Yes.
Even though you're not on the show every week,
Mhm.
you've had questions, you've poked and prodded and made us a better production because of your
Yes.
involvement behind the scenes. So I just want to
Yes.
say thanks to you, being an avid listener and a really good supporter of the podcast.
You're
as-
welcome.
and having you on here as a guest has been
Mhm.
both an honor and a privilege to all of us.
Here.
Thank you for having me.
Now we don't have a guest lined up for the next
Well,
episode.
I'm
so
going to do a Pete. I'm going to do a Pete.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
I'm gonna do a
Okay.
Pete,
Yes.
And I'm
Okay.
going to throw two people under the
Yeah.
bus.
Ooh.
With the roof on
Okay.
and the 4 passengers. I want to throw DeBell and HWA under the bus and see
Oh, I love it.
if they come on the show. I will be reaching out to both of you very shortly to set up a date and time that we can have a chat because I really want to speak to DeBell. He's an amazing player and an amazing person. And I
Yes.
played on
Agreed.
LTR for a fair while, and I really want to speak to HWA because we've had a lot of chats in game and all that sort of stuff while I was on LTR, and I'd love to have a chat to him live on the podcast.
Great choice.
So,
Great guess, and that'd be amazing.
It might be one of them. It might be both of them. It might be none of them. But one way or the other, I am going to reach out to them and say, "Hey guys, I want to have you on the next podcast episode."
Can I throw 2 more people under the bus as
Sure.
well? I would love to extend the invitation to Gaspy and Freeman to also come on the podcast.
Who's
Um,
Gaspy?
Gatsby.
Gatsby.
Now you have me going.
Gatsby. Gatsby.
Oh,
Dilly.
oh, hang on, the knife is in the back. I can feel it.
Dilly. Gatsby. And yeah, so and Freeman. I want to extend the offer to those two as well. I think they would be wonderful guests on the show. But HWA and DeBell first.
All right. Well,
Okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll probably see you in a couple of weeks.
yep, indeed.
We'll be here.
Thanks, Lynch, for coming on the show, mate. I appreciate your insight to a few things, and thanks for being a guest on the show as well.
Yeah, it's all good.
You're half asleep, mate. It's all good. Alpha, Eva, Pete, as always, pleasure, mate. Thank you, guys, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.